Dear viewers and friends, Namaste. Welcome back to Kns Biochemistry. So in this session, we are going to discuss about one of the important micronutrient that is essential for all the type of metabolic reactions. This is an essential macro mineral called magnesium ion. So here we are going to discuss about the importance of magnesium ion, its distribution and its recommended dietary allowances, functions and mechanism of action, deficiency and toxicity symptoms, and of course we are going to see about the significance of this magnesium ion. So let us start the session.
Number 2. Magnesium. Magnesium works alongside calcium and is crucial for healthy nerve function, muscular contractions, and relaxation, as well as plays a significant role in bone and teeth formation. Magnesium helps to regulate blood pressure, normalizes the heart rate, assists in many enzymatic processes, DNA synthesis, and contributes to cellular energy production. Adequate magnesium levels also are necessary for the efficient delivery of calcium and potassium across cell membranes. The recommended dietary allowance for magnesium is 420 milligrams a day for adults based on a 2,000 calorie daily diet, but can be lower or higher depending on one's age or gender. Food sources include green leafy vegetables, chia seeds, avocados, pumpkin seeds, almonds, brown rice, oatmeal, salmon, black beans, cacao, peanut butter, and herbal teas like nettle, alfalfa, red clover, horsetail, and dandelion root.
Magnesium. It is a cation in the body which is going to have the rank of 4th, but at the same time intracellularly it is second only to the potassium, another cation. Suppose if we take that is a normal human being of 70 kg weight, he contains almost about 35 gram magnesium, that is around 0.05% of body weight, out of which say that approximately 55 to 60% of magnesium is located at the bone, and another 20% to 25% which is present in the soft tissues, and 1% alone is seen in the extracellular fluid, that is ECF. So the sources of the magnesium, it's widely present in variety of foods and beverages. For example, coffee, tea, cocoa. These are all the beverages rich in magnesium. Then foods which are rich in magnesium are nuts, some of the legumes, whole grain cereals, beans, black-eyed peas, peanut, butter. So all these are having required amount of magnesium. Whole grain bread and oatmeal, both are having about 25 milligram magnesium. Then spices, seafoods and green leafy vegetables, they are also good sources of magnesium. And we have a pigment called chlorophyll, which is present in plants. This chlorophyll found in the green leafy vegetables, which is having magnesium. So that is why you see that a green leaf is an essential part of our nutrition. Then spinach, that is another leafy vegetable which contains 150 milligram magnesium per cup. You see that it's a very good source. Similarly, seafood is also rich in magnesium. Then milk, yogurt, they contain 30 to 40 milligram magnesium. Good food sources of magnesium other than these are chocolate, blackstrap, molasses, corn, popcorn, peas, carrots, brown rice and parsley. And sometimes you see that the tap water, that is also represent a source of magnesium. So water can be high in magnesium, that is hard water, or high in sodium, that is soft. So magnesium is present in the form of magnesium sulfate MgSO4, magnesium oxide MgO, and magnesium chloride MgCl2, magnesium lactate, magnesium acetate, magnesium gluconate and magnesium citrate. Then let us see the absorption and transportation of this magnesium. First one, absorption. This absorption of magnesium, it takes place throughout the small intestine, that is called jejunum, especially in the distal jejunum and the ileum. Distal, the later part, the last part of the jejunum is called distal jejunum and ileum. And sometimes the colon is that large intestine, that also may play a very important role in absorbing magnesium. So magnesium absorption in the small intestine is a major one. And we have two transport systems. They are thought to be responsible for magnesium absorption in the small intestine. First one is called carrier mediated active transporter. This is an active transport mechanism that operates mostly at low magnesium intakes. That is, you have very low magnesium in your diet. At that time, active transporter will play a role because it's a carrier mediated mechanism. And another one is called simple diffusion, which is thought to function, it is more with higher intake of magnesium. Suppose you have taken high magnesium content food or magnesium rich nutrition, then simple diffusion will take place. So this active magnesium transporter is associated with transient receptor potential, that is called the receptor potential TRP. This TRP potential, this is cation channel, which is called as a TRP magnesium 6, TRP M6. It is similar to that calcium absorption and transportation that is happening in this molecule. Then we will see what are all the factors which is influencing absorption of magnesium. So these factors that is going to influence see that magnesium absorption, we see that they are dietary phytate and a non-fermentable fiber, that is the fiber content. So they are going to influence absorption of magnesium. So here you can see that magnesium is a very, very, very important one, and magnesium fatty acid soaps are excreted in the feces. And other minerals like calcium and phosphorus, they can also inhibit magnesium absorption. So magnesium absorption, see that magnesium absorption can also be inhibited by other minerals like calcium and phosphorus. Magnesium and phosphorus, they can form a very complex a compound that is called Mg3PO4 twice. That is magnesium phosphate, diphosphate. Within the gastrointestinal tract, that is going to render each other unavailable for absorption. Some factors they are thought to improve magnesium absorption. So the factors they are going to enhance magnesium absorption are vitamin D, carbohydrates, especially lactose and fructose. The substances that are going to inhibit absorption of magnesium are phytate, fiber content, excessive unabsorbed fatty acids. Then there are some other minerals, they are going to interact with calcium and they will inhibit absorption of magnesium. These interacting nutrients are calcium ion, phosphorus, potassium and protein. The next one is transportation of magnesium in the intestine. So here you see that we have the lumen of the intestine, small intestine, large intestine in this figure. This is the lumen, and we have the channel, that is the ion channel. Carrier mediated active transport takes place where magnesium is transported from the lumen of the intestine into the breast border region of the small intestinal cell, breast border shell. So the magnesium bound phytate, fiber, fatty acids will not be entering inside this channel. This is the breast border membrane. And when you have excess magnesium in your food, direct diffusion takes place, because here in the lumen concentration is very high and inside the cell is very less, so direct diffusion, simple diffusion takes place. And the magnesium bound content like bound with phytate, fiber, fatty acid, they are not absorbable one, they are excreted through feces. Then the magnesium which is there inside the enterocyte, it can be transported to other side to the blood vessel using ATPase enzyme system, where magnesium is transported across the cell, then ATP is utilized, energy is formed. Then it goes to the blood where it binds with the protein, so it will become protein bound magnesium, that is magnesium bound with albumin and globulins. And sometimes magnesium Mg2 plus is transported as such, it is called non-protein complex magnesium. So it is connected with the citrate, phosphate and sulfate. So it is transported either with protein bound magnesium or non-protein bound magnesium. Then we'll come to the functions of the magnesium. So 60% of magnesium is associated with our bone. So bone magnesium is divided between that found associated with phosphorus and another one is associated with the calcium. So 70% of the magnesium found on the surface in an amorphous form, and the bone surface magnesium is thought to represent an exchangeable magnesium pool that is able to maintain serum levels. So maybe you see that probably you see that magnesium is deposited on the bone and it helps bone formation, and the same magnesium may be present in bone in the form of magnesium hydroxide MgOH2 or Mg3PO4, magnesium phosphate. So magnesium does not function as part of bone, that is found in extracellular fluid, that is 1%. That 1% is present in ECF. So magnesium is found to present in phospholipids as part of the cell membranes, that is like plasma membrane and the membrane of the endoplasmic reticulum and membrane of the mitochondria, where you see that it is present. Then magnesium is that is also associated with the nucleic acids and some enzymes, some of the enzymes. 90% of intracellular magnesium, that is always associated with ATP. Magnesium with ATP or magnesium with ADP, and Mg ATP complex associated with some enzymes. For example, we have an enzyme called exokinase and another enzyme called phosphofructokinase. Exokinase, this phosphofructokinase, both are the important enzymes of the glycolytic pathway, glycolysis. And these two enzymes are Mg-ADP associated enzymes. Then Mg-ADP is required by phosphoglycerate kinase and pyruvate kinase. Again, these two are the enzymes of glycolytic pathways. So magnesium is always connected with ATP, that is connected with some of the protein kinases enzymes, and these enzymes are important enzymes of the metabolic pathways. And what are all the metabolic pathways in which the enzymes involved or connected with this Mg ATP complex? One is glycolysis, where exokinase and phosphofructokinase kinase are connected with the magnesium. Then TCA cycle, in that oxidative decarboxylation reaction, where Mg, that is magnesium, is connected. Then exose monosphosphate shunt, that is a HMP shunt. In that trans-ketolase reaction is there, where Mg is needed. Then creatine phosphate formation, where creatine kinase enzyme is actually in need of magnesium. Then if you go to lipid oxidation, that is beta oxidation, in that the initiation which is done by thiokinase enzyme, or that is called acyl CoA synthetase enzyme, that needs magnesium. Then alkaline phosphatase and pyrophosphatase, these two enzymes need magnesium. Nucleic acid synthesis, where magnesium is needed. In DNA synthesis and degradation, you see that DNA, physical integrity of the DNA, where you need a magnesium. Then DNA and RNA transcription, magnesium is needed. Then in activation of the amino acid, magnesium is needed. During protein synthesis, you see that magnesium is needed. Then cardiac and smooth muscle contractibility, where magnesium is needed. Then vascular reactivity and coagulation process, magnesium is needed. Then cyclic adenosine monophosphate formation by adenylate cyclase, where magnesium is needed. Ion channel regulation and insulin action, magnesium is needed. So magnesium plays a very important role in most of the metabolic pathways. Next one is excretion of the magnesium. Most magnesium that is not retained by our body, it is totally excreted through kidneys, through urine. So 65% of the magnesium is reabsorbed in the loop of Henle. Then another 20% to 30% is reabsorbed in the proximal convoluted tubule. 5% is alone filtered magnesium, that is excreted through urine. And another route by which magnesium excretion takes place is, that is through fecal excretion. So this fecal magnesium concentration represent unabsorbed magnesium, that is there in the small intestine, that is not absorbed by the breast border region of the small intestine. That is small amount of endogenous magnesium. So this 25 to 50 milligram magnesium from endogenous sources, that is usually excreted daily in the feces. And very few amount of magnesium is lost in sweat. That is also happening. And recommended dietary allowance, that is RDA. So 400 milligram magnesium is recommended for males. 310 milligram magnesium is recommended for females of adult, that is age 19 to 30 years. This is RDA's recommendation. And when the age increases, you see that 420 milligram magnesium for males, 320 milligram magnesium for females is required. So the age increases, you see that the amount of magnesium to be taken increases slightly. Deficiency of magnesium happens sometimes if you have any disturbance in the homeostasis of magnesium in the body. This is usually associated with the presence of some kind of illnesses. Poor magnesium status that may be related to sometimes cardiac vascular disease, renal disease, diabetes mellitus, that is sugar patient, then toxemia of pregnancy, hypertension, and post-surgical complications. So these are all the symptoms comes because of deficiency of magnesium. Sometimes during in diabetes, you see that increased urinary magnesium excretion takes place, or sometimes in inadequate magnesium absorption appear in the kidney cells with poor glycemic control. That condition is called hyperglucosuria. That is high content of glucose seen in the urine. Then magnesium deficiency also impairs insulin secretion and its function. And magnesium deficiency also inhibits all type of metabolic reactions where ATP, Mg dependent reactions are there. In all the reactions, you see that Mg is dependent. When a deficiency of magnesium happens, all these metabolic pathways are affected totally. Next one, toxicity. Excessive intake of magnesium, that is a toxic magnesium. Suppose you have taken more magnesium in your food, that is called magnesium toxicity. That toxicity, you see that is going to make a problem in the renal function, because normal kidneys are able to remove magnesium at normal level, but abnormally when excess toxicity of the magnesium is seen in the blood, then kidney function will be affected. So rapidly that significant increases in serum concentrations of the magnesium that will affect kidney cells. Excessive intake of magnesium salts, for example magnesium sulfate, magnesium hydroxide, like that, so that have a cathartic effect that is leading to diarrhea, and sometimes that leads to possible dehydration of the body. So other symptoms like nausea, that is a vomiting symptom, that is called nausea, flushing, double vision, slurred speech, and weakness, body weakness. All these appear at plasma magnesium concentration of approximately 9 to 12 milligram per deciliter. And acute magnesium toxicity suddenly happens for a short period, that is called acute magnesium toxicity, and that happens from excessive intravenous administration of the magnesium. So that results in nausea, that is vomiting sensation, depression, and paralysis, that is a nervous system paralysis, and muscular paralysis, that is muscle paralysis, and cardiac and respiratory failure, they are also connected with this one. Dear friends, after this session, let us go for a chota question and answer session. So let us start the question round now.